Mare of Easttown. And Dave, Kate Winslet's back, and she's back because she's playing Mare Sheehan. Great last name.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, dog. They all over this episode. Mare Sheehan everywhere. The Sheehan clan is in this. I was like, oh, my brethren, my people.
Is this a clan you want to take ownership of?
Maybe not. Well, I don't know where Mare's going to end up, but she seems to have been a pretty good athlete. Seems like she's a pretty good detective. Talented person in some ways. Also seems pretty troubled. But yeah, Mare of Easttown, created by Brad Inglesby, premiered on HBO last night. Dave, thoughts on the premiere? What did you like? What didn't you like?
A lot of familiar beats, right? This is another HBO dramatic miniseries with a Hollywood star, clearly a vehicle to accrue acclaim and future awards. Also, on the more grimmer, gloomier, darker side of things, not unlike a very recent example of this HBO phenomenon. I know this much is true, starring Ralph Gruffalo, but through one episode, we've only seen one. I know critics have seen everything, but I believe the finale. Through one episode, Mare of Easttown seems a little more palatable. That I know this much is true. Like I know this much is true. Really, like beat you over the fucking head with how much of a tough hang it was. This not
Yeah.
so much, right? Like that's good. We're still in a tough town, right? East Town. I think we're like in the greater suburbs out of the Philadelphia area, low income neighborhood. There's a lot of people experiencing tough times, and that's made very clear through one episode.
Mhm.
But it's Kate Winslet on TV. Kate Winslet's one of the best actresses there is.
Yeah.
So I'm down.
Yeah, this felt a lot like True Detective to me. I mean, obviously the whole crime show detective vibes
Dead girl at the beginning. True Detective. Twin
with like a
Peaks.
weird,
There's beats, we know.
person lurking around who looks like a devil sort of thing. Yeah, it's very much in that ilk. And it just was like, man, if they were just like True Detective season 4 with Kate Winslet, I would have been in. Like, sure, like give it to me. So that's kind of how I'm like seeing this. But I think the thing that I was most impressed with in this episode is just like the world building of it. But and you leave this episode understanding exactly who Mare is, like the things she's going through, where she's at in her life, understanding all of the intricate relationships going on around her. I'm forgetting the girl who's killed at the end, but you kind of see the relationship between her and her dad, her and her boyfriend, and then
Right.
the other girlfriend, who's a piece of shit. And you're watching this and you kind of leave just being like, I feel like I know this place, I know these people, and I'm ready to see how everything kind of breaks down as they try to find this killer on the loose, or this person who murdered this young girl. Um,
Right.
how did you feel about like the world building of it all? This like little Pennsylvania town.
Right. Well, I think that's how the show is able to separate itself from some easy comparisons because unlike Twin Peaks, where Laura Palmer is just a dead girl to further the story, we actually see, as you said, quite in depth about the difficult life this young woman is experiencing before she dies by the end of the first episode, right? So that's definitely a different tag in terms of coloring things in. I'm wondering how, like, is the hook of Mayor of Easttown just going to be like, let's watch this crime get solved? And we obviously know that Mayor and her extended family, there's going to be hiccups and things going on there. Like, it's kind of like the personalness of this lead detective. From what I understand, Evan Peters will be coming in as an outside, like, county detective or county police officer to pair with her to get involved in the case. Harkens back to other similarities like Broadchurch and also True Detective, right? So I'm like True Detective had like an occult element to it, right? Sharp Objects had like that like gothic style to it. Like, I don't know if we're gonna get anything too much like that. I feel like it's just gonna be watching Kate Winslet do the Philly accent and solve the crime with Evan Peters. Like it might not be too like layered,
Mm-hmm.
but it feels like maybe the layers is the setting, I guess, more so than like the mystery box.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't think it's gonna be like supernatural or anything like that, which I'm cool with. Like, from what I understand, I think this is only like a 6 or 7 episode run.
Yeah, I believe it's
So
7.
yeah, so you basically got 2 months, a month and a half, whatever it is, to really be with these characters, and I feel like that's more than enough. And there's a lot here to unpack. Um, there's a lot of like family dynamics. You have Jean Smart. I can't imagine she's just going to be playing, Grandma Helen Sheehan on the sidelines. Like she's going to be involved. You have Andrew Rice, who people would know from The Nice Guys as
Mhm.
Ryan Gosling's daughter in that, which she was great playing Siobhan, her daughter. So you know that there's going to be a lot
Mhm.
of different things. And like you mentioned, Everton Peters, man. I mean, like what a look for him acting beside Kate Winslet moving forward.
Totally,
And
totally, and we know he can get weird with it from, like, American Horror Story stuff, so
yeah,
I'm curious to see what kinda character he's really playing. Uh, Also Guy Pearce, him and Kate
yeah.
Winslet actually reuniting from the last time Kate Winslet was on TV almost 10 years ago with, was it Mildred Pierce, which was another HBO miniseries, so got actors you like. It's
Yep.
made by HBO, so there's an assumption of quality,
Hmm.
and I think it's a effective first episode, so I think it's really just gonna be about, is it engaging enough without being too grim? Because it's gonna be dark, right? Like
Hmm.
Mare's got shit going on. We're not in a well-to-do town. Like there's a lot of negativity all throughout the story, and you can easily see it staying this way. So, will there be twists and turns to way this mystery goes? Because like you watch that first episode, it's like, huh, well, this girl died. She probably wasn't killed by the fucking other kids that she was fighting with. That's too obvious. So,
Hmm.
what is it, right? Like, you know the beats. So it's all about execution.
Yeah, and I'm along for the ride. We talked about another HBO show last week in the Nevers that we might not get back to, but this definitely sucked me in. So I'm looking forward to next week's episode for sure. Follow along with us. Drop us your thoughts below in a comment